At 23 years old, where were you? What were you doing? I can tell you for sure what I was doing. Nothing. No vision, nothing at all. Mekaa tuna chill, wasting time. I have a 23-year-old who has conquered the world right now. Okay, almost conquered the world. And she has inspired me so much by just having a brief encounter with her. And I am honestly proud to introduce my next guest, Qheida.
Thank you so much. I think it's an honor for me to be here today. My name is Qheida Abdullah, the founder and CEO of Girls ISEF, in short GSEF, a social startup geared in empowering young people, especially girls, in STEM education and innovation here in Mombasa and across Kenya.
Can you spell out STEM for us, by the way, before we proceed?
STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
And you're doing all this at the age of 23. I am wowed. I'm not saying age is just a number, but
yes,
at this rate of, because when I was 23, I was still a child.
yes,
I was still not thinking big, but here you are, thinking farther and farther and farther. What drives? What happened?
I think I'll take it back to when I was in primary and high school. This journey of education really shaped me to the person that I am today. And I always connect back to Nelson Mandela's quote when he mentioned that education is the most powerful tool you can use to change the world. So I knew the world that I grew up was a bit conservative for young girls, and for me to be able to change that, I needed to spearhead education for myself and to create the change I wanted to see for other people. So I think education has been one of the most instrumental thing in my journey, but also being the person that wants to see change and wants to build something different from where she was. So when I was in primary, I took in leadership roles. I was a school head girl in Tawheed Primary School in Malindi, and I went to boarding school in Matuga Girls High School, where I also served as a school head girl. And from Form 2 to Form 4, I'm always proud saying that because it's one of the biggest achievements for me. It built me, it's nurtured me to the person I am today in terms of my leadership experience and my advocacy level as well.
Well spoken.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, let's go back to primary school.
Yes.
Like the way you discussed, you used to love learning. You used to just love being in school.
Yes.
Was it something instilled by your parents? Was it the culture? Am I school? Was it competitive?
I think I would say none of that. It was a self-driven motivation. Yes, I got support from the school and the family, but I would say self-driven because I wanted, I don't know, with that young mindset, I was in class 7, 6, I wanted something different. And me wanting something different, at that age, the only thing came to mind was my education. And it was my education that I knew that could make me the person I wanted to be. And at that time, I used to see the executive CEO of Equity Bank Foundation, Dr. James Mwangi, being like a mentor that I would see to him achieving everything and setting up Equity Bank as a CEO because of the education that he had. So I knew like education would spotlight me, would put me in places that maybe I would have never been to, and it would make me get into meetings and platforms that I can share because it's an equalizer. Education actually brings and it creates equality in terms of where you could be, in terms of who you are, and it puts you all together in the same level. So that's why I was very self-driven. At a young age, I used to have the dream of earning a doctorate of philosophy, and that's a PhD. And that's me being in
Philosophy.
class 6. You can imagine, that's me being in class 6 and seeing that vision. So it was a supportive and a collaborative effort, but I would say it was also a personal initiative.
Because class 6, you don't really care about being a PhD.
I think for me it mattered because I could see a lot within the community. You know, at that time, young girls were really forced to get married early and stuff, and I didn't want to end up in the same environment, and I wanted to change that for other people as well.
You bet all your chips on education.
Yes, and I gave in my whole energy because I knew that's where I could get a chance to change something for myself and for other people as well.
Really interesting.
Thank
Because
you.
it's really class 6. The last thing I would think about is school. And then high school,
And then
being a head girl in Form 2.
Yeah, I think my leadership role in high school was the turning point because it now nurtured my leadership roles in a real life, it's like you're putting it out on a real life experience. I had to manage the students. It's a boarding school. It's a new environment that I was in. I left Malindi, went to Kwale, now being the first girl in the family going to a boarding school. Breaking those barriers that made me, fight the challenges. I think it helped me understand the aspect of responsibility and taking up challenges, which is a very important skill. It made me understand that I could do more than what I thought I could do. It challenged me. It gave me the energy to be able to speak more and to understand challenges that many girls, even at that level in school, high school, faced. So, and that's why I'm so much passionate about working with girls, because I think I also got that a lot from my high school experience as a leader.
So you told me before that you have no problem speaking in public.
Yes.
It's not a problem at all for you.
At all, yeah.
And is it because of since high school matuga palama?
I think my speaking ability started in a classroom. I started back when I was in primary, when I was the most active student, the student that always asked questions, and I was very confident when I used to ask questions that teachers believed that I could have some little bit of leadership in me. And that's why I was elected as a school head girl in class 7 and 8. So I led for 2 years. And from classroom setup to speaking to in front of, like 300 students. And every Friday, I remember I used to give a quote. As much as I was in class 7, I developed my own way of creating my leadership experience. So there was every Friday me speaking to the students. And after every Friday, I would go to the internet, get a quote, a motivating quote, and use that quote to speak it on the parade to motivate other students. And that was something that really made me look at it in a more positive way. And every week I was challenged to bring in something new, to create a different environment of, how the parade would look like, the assembly for the student. And that was my second practice, from a classroom to a group of 300. And then when I joined Matuga Girls, within 1 year, I was known by the whole school. I wouldn't say in a very positive way, because I was very active, alhamdulillah. I was busy in science fair, I was representing the school. And that's why in Form 2, I was able to take up the leadership role, and teachers believed that I could do it. So whenever I used to address the parade, now from a 300 student setup to a 1,500 to 2,000 girls setup. Now you can imagine the audience keep growing. So from there, for the last 3 years, I kept on, speaking. It became natural for me. When I left high school, I had represented Matuga in different competitions, different schools, and I got trained now. I mean, it's through the practice, and it became very natural. Now I can speak at least 4,000 people. I spoke in the United States, over 4,000 people who were physically present during the Microsoft build, and we had over 16,000 following online. So you can imagine that whole audience is listening to you. And then I also got to speak in China in the World Internet Conference, and I was seated next to the former Secretary General of the United Nations, and that was like a turning point for me. Like, okay, you're actually living your dream, and all the effort that you've put in the last years of your education, from being a leader to embracing education, all that connected to making me the person that I am today. So I think it comes through practice, but also it has become so natural for me that I enjoy speaking, and I enjoy speaking before the public as well. Yeah.
Something you dread, you enjoy.
Yes, I definitely enjoy interviews. I get excited, and it makes me happy when I speak, and it comes out very natural. By the way, I don't even plan any of my speeches, like when I'm going to speak.
Oh, really?
It's different if I tend to say I wanna read through a speech, and when I give out the speech naturally. So there's a bit of...
So just improvise on the go?
Yes, I would definitely understand the theme and what I'm supposed to speak, but I cannot read from a script directly. That's not me.
So acting is not for you.
Yes, it's not for me.
So, since you've been a leader, before you even go to G7,
Yeah.
still your high school and university,
Yeah.
you told me you had scholarships all through.
Yes, yes.
And then, apart from the scholarships, another question. What's the most challenging thing as a leader you had to go through? Especially in high school, where there's
I
2,000
think-
girls.
Yeah, I think for me it was about managing both the negotiation aspect skill between the students and the teachers. There was a time I remember the student didn't want exams in school and the teachers wanted exam. So the student opted to give that they would strike if there's going to be exam. You get me? So I think that was the most challenging incident that also became something very, very intriguing for me. Now I had to act a mediator between the student and the teachers to avoid conflicts between the students and what the student will do that would maybe go against the teacher's command. So I think even before the things could go further, I had to sit down with the principal, share in what the students' views were. And before the student could act, the teachers now brought in other people, counselors and mediators to speak to the students. So the matter got resolved before it got out of hand. And I feel like in leadership, it's always important to listen on both ends. And if something is beyond your reach to make a decision, involve the right people that can help you in making a decision. Even in a setup where you are a business owner or let's say you are a founder, it's good to have mentors or advisory people that can advise you on an experience that maybe you've not gone through. I usually say, don't be the person that people learn mistakes from. Be the person that learns from people's mistake. So if someone has gone through the same journey and has made a mistake, learn from them so that you don't make the same mistake. So that's the same thing with leadership. You always have to look at it in terms of, yes, there is a level at which I can make decisions, but if it reaches a point that you are torn in between what to do, it's always good to seek guidance and support.
Don't let ego come between.
Yeah, no. I don't think leadership is driven by ego at any point. If you are a leader and you're driven by ego, then you will be bound to make decisions based on your personal feelings, which doesn't define a good leadership.
So that's the most challenging thing that ever happened in your leadership.
Yes.
And no corruption ever.
No. I don't believe in. I think I'm always a straightforward person, and I love things going straight way. Also connecting it back to Deen. Just you're mas'ulin in Allah. You're also answerable in any leadership role you take here in the world and in the hereafter. So I think that's one thing that always I would share even to the people who are listening. Leadership is a very important position that you take, and in that leadership, even your afterlife, you're going to be questioned for that leadership role you took. You might look at it as just me being a school head girl or being a leader somewhere, or you're managing someone's business or company. But remember, that role that you have is a role that you're going to be answerable before God, even after life. So it's always connected back to your values as an individual.
Do you see yourself being a leader in a bigger position in the future, maybe?
I think for me, I would look at leadership in terms of positive leadership. So yes, looking at my journey in building Girls ISEF, I would look at it as a place that I can nurture my leadership in a more structured way. But also, part of my dream is to be part of the United Nations in the digital transformation, so that I can be able to shape policies that define technology and digital technology for young people. Yes.
In your opinion, the youth right now, how involved in politics do you think they are in caring about what's going on in the country? With people that have been around, a lot of people, I'm sure, a lot of youth forums and all that.
I think there is one thing that I would say when it comes to politics and how young people maybe look at it. I usually say, if you cannot be part of the people that solve it or create change that can change that, then don't be part of people that can destroy. So I'll look at it in terms of when people, let's say, are there's something that has come up, and you are, as a young person, if you know this leadership is not doing what it's supposed to be done, what can you do as a young person to change that? I look at it in terms of it goes back to you as someone. What can you do to change that? Don't put what this leader is not doing or what that leader is doing. Just play your role. Change that from your own initiative. Start something that can create change for that challenge that people are facing, rather than always pinpointing it to the leaders. If we always pinpoint it to the leaders, then we will not. If we are not accountable to take action to change that, then we will always be talking about the same thing every day.
We should also be accountable for choosing bad leaders.
Maybe yes.
It should be.
Yeah.
Because it cannot be the same cycle that's happening every time. It's every time the same thing. Einstein said, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is insanity. And that's what we're exactly doing. Anyway, G-Save. And before we go to G-Save,
Yes.
you told me about your dream and people didn't actually believe you. It
Yes.
was just too big for their...
But I would say I don't blame them, because also it was the community that we all grew up. When I was in primary, and I used to tell my classmates, guys, I'm going to represent Kenya in international platforms. I'm going to represent Kenya. I didn't know how big that vision would be. I didn't know when it would happen, but I knew I will be someone that will represent Kenya in international platforms. Right now, alhamdulillah for that, I'm living that dream. I have been able to represent Kenya in international platforms, and maybe to many more, But when I look back to the people that laughed at me, it's because of the mindset that they had, They've meant to grow. They've seen the same for their families, they've seen the same for their friends. So there's no way you could convince them something different would happen. You get me? So that's why whenever I go back to Malindi right now, I always go to my primary school. Always, I go to speak to the students that are there. I make them believe that it is possible for them to be in Tawheed and to be able to represent Kenya in the US, in China, in different other countries. So it's the possibility of showing them that it is possible to dream, and not because of the challenges that you face or because of the community you come from. Most people are taken back because there's no one in our family has done it, Probably no one has gone to maybe America in their family, or in their community. So it becomes hard for them to share that, I want to do this thing. So I am not going to say I blame them, no. I just look at it in terms of there was a lot of exposure at that time, and it was not easy for young girl to dream that big.
And what made you dream that big, Sasa?
I think I wanted something different for my life, literally. I wanted something different, and I wanted to create that difference for other people as well. Because growing up in a community that was very conserved for young girls, you're meant to believe that your life is just about getting married and following your life after marriage. There was no exposure to you becoming the person you'd want to be, and that it is possible you could do it. So, wanting something different for your life is one thing that really drove me. It drove me to take up initiatives. It drove me to push myself harder. And the only tool I used was education.
But now you have some people who are saying education right now is not working the way it should be. Because now the world is changing.
Yeah.
The education that we are learning is for the industrial revolution,
Yeah.
the AI generation.
Yeah.
So
I think education plays a key role. It's not just about, the mentality challenge is people go to school expecting that everyone is going to get a white collar job. What I look at education is a tool that opens up your mind. It makes you think differently. It keeps you, it takes you away from a group and puts you on a different page. So for the young people, I think it's good we look at education just like a stepping stone, not entirely that is what it's going to give you. Because I would say maybe someone who really went through the school education system is going to be a little bit different from someone who has never gone to school. There's the mindset openness, there's the mindset shift you get. So you look at it beyond just it serving for you, but also for you using the tools and the skills you learn. There's one professor who said, when you come to school every time at 11, you have a class at 11. Do you know what that trains you? It trains you punctuality. And punctuality is an important skill that you can carry anywhere, in work area, work environment. In schools, we are taught to keep deadlines for our assignments and stuff. When you go to work environment, you are meant to make reports every month. You have a deadline to submit. So those are skills that we learn that we ideally don't realize that we're actually learning, but we need to look at it in terms of it is training us to become more responsible people, but not entirely like that is what will give you the bread. Maybe people look at it, there are those who will get jobs because they're engineers and doctors and stuff, but also look at education as a tool that can help you, you know, open up your mind to looking at opportunities. And that's why the aspect of problem solving is very key. We learn sciences, we learn technology, basic technology in school. How do you translate that to solving challenges in the community that you can become your own founder?
Now, the problem I have in school, education, let me say, is you are taught usually exams.
Yes.
You're taught to pass exams, but you're not taught critical thinking, not taught all the skills, not taught like even just someone just talk to you and nurture you and mentor you maybe. Unafundisha tu maths ndio hivi. Exams clear usipofanya hii ama asikuza mchapu lakini. But you see what
I think
it's like a factory.
It's I think that's why there's been a change in the education system currently. I think the students are more on hands-on, more hands-on. But again, also, it's important for mentors to be involved, you know, people that have at least taken up opportunities and leadership in different levels, that they can speak to the students and open up their mind that, you know what, yes, you're in school, but think beyond school.
And let me tell you one thing about that, Sas. When we're taught composition in English, we're taught write as white, as snow, as linear, as linear. So all my life, I'm going to hivyo. Very bland.
Yes.
One day, our teacher, English teacher, brought a composition of a student who was in, I think, Form 4, and presented that composition, and read it. It felt like I was reading a story, like a movie.
Yes.
And my mind shit like, Kumbe, we can write like this whole time. So why were we taught to write in a certain way, boxed in? And we could have just been told, explore and be free.
I think just like I said, like school is like inakupayanga like njia you to follow, but you always have to open up your mind to thinking beyond just school. When I go to speak to students, what I mostly try to focus is them thinking beyond just being a student in this school, but them being, you know, the next CEO of this company, for them being, you know, the next content viral creator in Kenya or globally. So the moment you open up your mind to making them realize that they could be more than what they think they could be or what they are told to be, that creates a pathway for them to create more interesting and more, you know, different opportunities for themselves.
If I ever was a student again, I would love to sit next to you. I feel like ningekuwa niko mbali sana kimaisha pia, you would have inspired me. I would have been more hardworking, ningesoma kwa bidii zaidi.
I think that's a very nice way of putting it. It's always good to inspire each other, whether in school, whether outside school. So it's always good to have people that will cheer you up when you actually need it the most.
And speaking of inspiring, I think in school, especially when you're still young, by the choose your friends.
Wisely,
always choose the people who you feel like you want to belong with those people. And you the one kusoma. Wajifanya kweli wanatambele sisi backbench kwa kelele.
I think one thing that always used to push me is be the person that chooses friends. Don't let friends choose you. You know, there's a difference. There is you choosing the people you want to associate yourself with, and letting people choose you. You know, there's that young groups, people want to be in groups and stuff, and people associate you to come to that group. But if you're a person that has, you know, their principles and stuff, I will take it from my own experience. I would never let someone control me or ask me to be where they want me to be. I would actually be where I want to be. So I would choose the people I want to have friends with. Because if my friend cannot wake me up to study, that was not a friend to me. I always speak about these two friends of mine, and I'm sure where they are today, they will always be happy. Afshan and Riziki, we used to sit together in Matuga, and I used to be at the center, hapo mbele kabisa. And if one of us would sleep, utapata umepigwa, go to wake up. And today I'm very happy and very proud of them. Riziki is an aspiring journalist, she's in her final year. and Afshan is a nursing student in her final year. So you see, if we wasted each other's time and we didn't encourage each other to study, probably right now we will never be in touch. Right now we'll always meet after holidays and sit down, have coffee, discuss. But if you are friends that were encouraging each other to doing missing classes, missing preps, probably right now we will not even have contact, and will be the reason that we failed. We will be the reason of each other failing.
It's Rizik and who?
Afshan.
Rizik and Afshan. Come do your reunion hapa Mugshot.
We will come.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Coffee's on me.
Definitely. Inshallah.
Sir, so your journey started to GSA. Before the journey,
Yes.
you told me a very good story
Yeah.
about working against all odds and
Yes.
just pursuing.
Yes. I think when I was in, thank you. When I was in,
Hi.
when I was in, okay. I think for me I would have the viscose.
Look at try the biscuit. Yeah.
This one. Here, yeah. Okay. It's the viscose one.
Biscuit shake.
Yeah.
Very good choice. Mimi, I'll just have black tea, cloves, and sour, and give us a slice of hot cake, at least something sweet.
Okay. Yeah.
Carrot cake, French cake,
Not I'm not a sweet chocolate person.
carrot cake it is well. I'm a lemon.
I don't know. You can suggest any.
Carrot is it? Carrot. Sour.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So I was building, as I said, as a project when I was in Form 4, and I wanted to participate during the Young Scientists Kenya National Exhibition. And I had done the project research, ideation, everything, abstract, writing, and I was now about to present my project. And then I was the only person who was working on this project, and I approached my classmates, like, hi, anyone who is willing to do with me this project, I would love to have you as my partner. You don't have to do anything, just present with me, because the criteria for YSK, Young Scientists Kenya, was you needed to have a partner to go on with the competition. And I vividly remember my classmates refusing and telling me that I was wasting my time, and that exams, Form 4 is exam period, and I take my time to do research, and that they will not be willing to do the project with me.
Even Riziki and
It was not their interest, yes, so I wouldn't blame them. But someone that I knew that would want to do it with me was someone I knew had skills in speaking, and it would be easier to move with. And my teachers also were a bit hesitant with me doing project at Form 4. They thought it was going to waste my time, but a big appreciation to my teacher, Mr. Rajab, if you will ever listen to this. He was one teacher that really inspired me, and the teacher that could literally fought other teachers for me to go for the competitions. And I had to speak to the YSK team, explain to them that I was a solo presenter and I still wanted to present. And wallahi, by God's grace, I happened to be the best overall presenter in that category, and I won the overall project win in that category.
please tell us what you won.
Okay, I won. I think one thing with winning was it gave me confidence first that I can actually do this project beyond school. 2, I won trophies to the school. I think my trophy is still at the office principal in Matuga. And then I won cash award as well from the YSK team.
I want to ask how much.
I think that will leave it for another day. But I won cash award, and I won a smartphone as well, and I won a scholarship for my university studies as well.
Fully funded.
Yes.
Any university in Kenya?
Yes. And I study at the Technical University of Mombasa, and it's through the partners of YSK that I got the scholarship for my uni.
So you had scholarship in high school?
Yes.
Scholarship in...
Yes. In primary, there was a chief guest owner. I remember I was giving a speech, and it was an Arabic speech, Thanksgiving speech, and it was so good. And the chief guest was like, I want to sponsor this girl. And that's it. I don't know who that chief guest was. And I got sponsored. I finished my primary. When I joined high school, I got the Wings to Fly scholarship program by Equity Bank Foundation. and I did that for my 4 years, alhamdulillah. So I always reflect back to my education because someone somewhere out there put in an effort for me to study. So I don't take that for granted. And that's why I'm always passionate about people, young people to study and to mentor and to nurture young people to take up education seriously. Because someone believed in me when I actually needed it, and I always take that as something that is very, very inspirational to me.
And you told me the president also gave you a grant.
Yes, I won the Presidential Innovation Award this year by the president, and I represented Mombasa County actually. And when I went to present, many people were shocked that I came from Mombasa, and it was like, unatoka Mombasa kweli? But
why are they shocked?
I think it's because I was very, very, very outgoing. I was very active, and I was very good at my pitch. I explained what I did and everything, and that grant played a very big role. We were able to set up our office. We were able to set up our platform. So you see, sometimes it's good to put yourself on the map. We were over 100+ competitors, and from different counties, and I was the only one representing Mombasa County, and I was able to pick the award. So we were to go to I think we will be visiting the State House once everything is ready for the presidential appreciation. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And with these things, you don't even hear about them, by the way.
I think exposure is very important. Even for me, I didn't know about it unless I went to Nairobi last year, but one for the Kenya Innovation Week, and that's where I got to learn about the presidential award. So sometimes I feel like we should be on the lookout. Let's look for this opportunity. Let's not wait for them to come to us. And sometimes, as long as you have your computer and your internet, you can definitely get almost all opportunities online. You need to know the avenues to
So there's so many grants out there that
people apply and they do get yes. I also won one time the Ban Ki-moon Foundation. They award seed grants for young founders. So I did online. People were getting accepted globally, and I got accepted from Kenya. So sometimes it's good to have skills that are right skills that can help you, know how to search on the internet, get to the right application, know how to filter what can you pick best, leadership opportunities that you can apply to. Sometimes tell people what you do, and people will look for you. That's what I usually tell myself. But if you want to just sit down and tell yourself, I'm waiting for someone to identify me, sometimes, be the person that...
So to sell yourself out there.
Very important.
So tell us about GSAVE, Sasa.
So GSAVE, we are actually operating as a social startup here in Mombasa, and we do computer trainings, technology trainings, leadership trainings, and mentorship for young girls. But again, we don't limit just the young girls. We have opportunities for young boys as well. We've done our first graduation. We had the successful graduation of 30 girls. We went to the second graduation. We recently completed our boot camp for young kids during the holiday. So, thank you. So I think what we are trying to do more is focus on trainings and empowering young boys and girls. But we focus more on the girls. Thank you. Yes.
More on the girls. And it's usually, is it free or is it...
So we started by doing it for free, but then we realized we needed to remain sustainable for our office operations. So we actually are now a startup, so we can be able to generate revenue. So we do charge some of the activities that we do, but at a subsidized rate. So that we make it economically friendly for the community as well.
So when the girls come through there, what happens after the
So I think, like I said, I'm happy when I see my mentees progressing, and some of them have been able to secure jobs. Some of them have been able to go further with studies to take up STEM courses. We have Yusra, who is now a medical engineer. We had the others went for pharmacy, computer science courses, and it's because we actually exposed them that, you know what, it's possible for you to do these courses. Then they got to learn more about it because we bring in mentors to speak about these careers even before they join uni. So in January, we will be launching the second boot camp, that a 2-month boot camp that girls can enroll in that have completed high school. They will learn basic computing skill. They will learn introduction to STEM education. That will help them identify different careers beyond careers that we only think of, you know. And we will also expose them to skill sets that are digital oriented that can help them, you know, set up their own things even before they join uni. And we urge everyone that you will be listening, if you have someone that will be interested, please let them join us for this 2-month program. I believe how they come in and how they live is literally a totally different experience.
The mindset shifts.
That's one thing we try to really focus on. Mindset shift, and also making them feel that it's possible for them to dream the careers they want to venture into.
You say thank Mr. who?
Mr. Rajab.
Mr. Rajab.
Yes.
I want to thank Miss Nichols, wherever you are, Aga Khan, English. You opened my mind to storytelling, and God bless you wherever you are. Because really, 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 what she did to me, it stuck to me. It showed me that you can do more than whatever you've been taught.
Exactly. I think teachers play a key role in our lives, and we need to always appreciate them and always speak about the work that they do. Because personally, I think if I didn't have that kind of a teacher in my high school life, probably it will have been very difficult for me to manage my leadership, my academic, and also my passion for STEM education. So they do play a key role, and sometimes teachers see what you don't see. So I remember Mr. Rajab telling me, you're thinking beyond your age, and this thing is going to work for you. Push it. And to date, he always inspires me, because every time I go to Matuga, he's always motivating. He's always that one teacher that cheers me up. He always sees my work, and he always shares with me links sometimes to application. He's like, you know what, try this, I think this would work for you. So you see, it's always, you build that relationship with them, that they can be supportive as well.
Teaching is a calling, by the way.
It is definitely a calling. Not everybody does it.
Because
you know,
you cannot just teach for the money, because there's no money.
It won't be effective as much.
It's dedication, and teachers actually feel for you like a parent.
Yeah.
They want you to succeed.
Exactly.
But
yes.
us, we don't know Anoko. So
yeah, I think it's just how we look at them, but it's always good to look at them as people who are very, very important in our lives.
what inspired you for G-Saves as a
I think this came from a personal experience, and the people that I have grown with together, most of them were forced to drop out of school because of early marriages, and I wanted to create change for myself and for other young girls, and that's why the name Girls I Save, in short G-Save. So I curated that name because I wanted it to stand up for something that actually meant to me and to other people.
And when you started thinking about this, to use this is a I'll nail it.
I wouldn't say I knew it would be easy, because I knew it was going to be very tough. Looking at it in terms of the community, that you are actually speaking of something and it's like you're going against what people think is, and to get support from the community was very hard at the beginning. But I think at this point it has become easier, because I've been recognized, you know. There's that aspect of credibility that comes with different recognition. But at the start it was quite hard. It was like, unafanya nini, you know, what are you doing, and what is it for, you know. But I think over time it's now making sense, and it's inspiring more girls.
And what's the proudest moment you felt since G-Save? Like, say one day, say like, I was about to give up, but this happened, and it's giving me the drive to
I
do
think
more.
one time I was in Tum, and then a girl just called out to me. I didn't know her, and she was like, "Hi Qheida, I know you don't know me," because I didn't know her. And she's like, "You know, I follow you on Instagram and I see your work, and I happen to have completed high school, and my dad and my mom didn't want me to continue studying because I was this and this." And the girl used me as an example. She showed the parents, you can see this girl has done this and this, and she's still this, you know, comes from this culture, and she's done this and this and this and this. So because of that, it changed the perspective of the parents. And this girl came to thank me because she used me and their parents allowed her to go to school. So I remember at that point I almost cried because it made me actually realize I was doing something that is actually changing people's life more than the way I thought it would. So that was the most proudest moment, and I'm very happy for her wherever she is right now. But even for her to come and tell me, it's something I actually needed at that time.
Wonderful. I want you to try the shake sasa.
Okay, let me try it. Bismillah.
Bismillah. I'll look at your reaction only.
Okay.
You can, out of 10, you can say it's bad, you will take criticism very well.
No. It's very good. I'm not a very... I was expecting it to be very chocolate, but this is very good. It's very good. Out of 10, I'll give it a 10.
The cake sasa. I can't wait to try the cake. But unasema wewe huli wacha nile mimi sasa. Sis. Naambia dala chakula wageni sana hapo.
That's good.
Oh, there's a fork here by the way.
Thank you.
So what do you eat on a date? Women never eat. They're like, I think we go poor.
No, I think I am more of a fast food person. So.
Oh, so apart from the mindset, you're not healthy eating, eh?
I need to change on that.
Ottoman cake, yeah? I like it. It's not sugary.
Yeah, it's nice.
I have to say I like it because I'm biased, but
I'm not a very sweet tooth person, but this is good.
it's really good by the way. So, I want to ask you another question, Sasa. Which the biggest challenge you've ever faced? Not G-Save, anything, the biggest challenge that almost broke you and said, F this, I just want to stop Sasa. Acha tu nielewe, sasa nikaa tu ni.
I think the biggest challenge is people not understanding you. You know, it comes from a different background if you had like very supportive community. But I think for me it was not that. It was very hard at the beginning for even my family members, you know, to actually understand what I was trying to do. And I don't blame them as well because it was different, it was new for them, it was not normal for a girl, you know, to take up steps, to want to travel alone. I think I was the only one who has traveled alone before marriage to different countries and to live with different people, you know. So I would say it was not easy at the beginning because of the cultural background and the community and how they see girls. You know, how do you travel from Kenya to the US on your own? It's not normal, you know. And but over time, I think it made sense to most of the people that knew me because she's actually pushing her thing. She's actually opened her own office. She's doing her own thing right now. She's not dependent no more. You know, she's building what she feels is right. And right now, I get the support. You know, they would now recommend me. Oh, you know, I can take my daughter to Qheida. She will be advised, you know. Do you have programs this holiday? I want to bring my child there. But at the beginning, it was definitely not easy. I usually say, if it was easy, everyone would do it. But it's not easy, and that's why very few people go for chasing their dreams. So whether you're starting anything, whether it's a business, it's an initiative, it's never the easy way. Many young founders or CEOs, if you were to sit down with them and ask them their experience, probably you will get the worst experience they went through at their early times of building. So usually say, huku chini it's concentrated, but the moment you move up, unakwanga sasa. Yes. So it's always like that. At the beginning, it's chaotic. You're trying to find yourself. You're trying to balance the community. You're trying to learn so many things, and you're bound to make so many mistakes as well. But again, like I said earlier, don't be the person that always makes mistakes. You know, try to learn from other people's mistakes. If there are mistakes that I made, I wouldn't want a younger me to do that. So find those right mentors, people that, you know, that one friend that will always encourage you. those things really helped me, by the way, to build up on where I am today.
Mentors.
Yes.
If the young girl in primary, in class 6, if you had to go back to, do you think you're living the dream that she envisioned?
Yes, I am. Alhamdulillah for that. And there's more. This is just the beginning. I feel like this is just the first few steps. There's so much that I know Allah has in store for me for the future. And with hard work and dedication, you will be where you want to be. In Ajanga, they usually say the universe conspires to give you what you actually want. I think that actually has worked for me because I really wanted it so bad that I had to put in effort. And I think the universe, and through Allah's, mercy to giving me that. But one important thing I would say is always be kind and always have good intention in what you do. Because thousands of people will do the same thing that I do, but how would you become different? And I think that's why the secret is, have good intention and be kind to people. Humanities, people face a lot of challenges. You don't want to wake up one day and just blur out at people. You don't know what someone goes through in work environment, in any setup, So just be the message to the world: be kind to people. Just be kind to anyone you interact with.
If you add anything on that, it would be criminal.
Thank you.
Be kind. Kindness is not a weakness, by the way.
Many people look at it as weakness, but I think for me it's actually a strength because not everybody can be that kind.
But the problem is, sometimes your kindness inakuchongea, people take advantage of your kindness, and they think you're naive, you're a young girl.
Yeah.
I'm sure people have tried to manipulate you in some way, financially maybe, or emotionally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you connect it back to your values, and what I would say, which is very important to us as Muslims, is on deen, Anything that you do, you're accountable for. So do your part, the rest, I usually say, kama atakuwa mbaya, acha akuwe mbaya yeye. If someone is going to do bad things to you, let them be the bad person. Don't change yourself because of someone else. Just because he did that bad thing to me, I will also want to do it back. So that's not how the world should work. Kama ni mbaya, akuwe mbaya yeye. That's what has always become my principle.
So kama mbaya, kama noma.
No.
Ubaya uwela.
Like ubaya ni yake, it's not
you
me.
Just
yes.
Play your role.
Yeah. If you do bad things to me, it's you that did the bad. I will never reflect back the bad. You get my point?
Forgive easily.
Yes. Because who am I to hold grudge for people? And
sometimes people hurt you badly. Sometimes people really...
Life is too short to hold grudges with people. If you... I don't want to go more into deen, but if you just hold grudges for people and you don't know your next one day is going to be, if you drop off and die, where will the grudge take you? So I always have that kind of connection that always keeps me up.
Have you forgiven someone who hurt you the most?
Of course, instantly. I don't take things. I don't think I'm someone that would say I even hate someone. No, I definitely forgive someone easily without even thinking twice, because forgiveness is something we are taught as Muslims as a virtue that we need to always uphold. And I always look back at that one qissa. For those who are watching, qissa is like narration during the Prophet's time, where a time where Sahabas were seated in the mosque. Sahabas are usually companions. For those who are non-Muslims, are companions of the Prophet. And they were in the mosque, and a guy came in, and the Prophet said that this gentleman has been given paradise. And the Sahabas were a bit hesitant to, who is he? What does he do extra that he's been identified as among the people of paradise? So the Sahabas competed. They even went to his house. They wanted to see, does this guy do maybe late night prayers, so that they could identify why he's been chosen and not them as Sahabas. then the Sahabas realized there's nothing special this guy does except for one thing that they asked him later. They wanted to know like what was the secret. And the secret was this guy never sleeps without having a clean heart and with forgiving all people that he has wronged him. So imagine that small virtue that this guy used to practice every day. He never used to hold grudges. He never used to like insult people. He was always easily to forgive. And because of that small thing, that it might look small, but trust me, it might be very hard for people. There are people who cannot forgive others. So I think that's something that also has really helped me, look at it as a more light way. And if that is one reason that made him, given paradise before even he died, So it's just about understanding also your values, principles of life.
And where to put your energy.
Huh?
And where to put your energy.
Exactly, yeah.
I really like the carrot cake, by the way.
It's good, it's good. It's very
Of
good.
not sweet, it was too like.
Yeah. Moderate.
So, Qheida, again, the community, take it from there.
Yeah. So what I would say for the community is please support us. Bring your daughters to learn from us. Your younger kids for trainings. We do in-house trainings. If you have something similar that we could collaborate and work together, feel free to connect us. Feel free to pass by our offices. Check out our social media pages at Girls I Save Africa. Be part of the change that we all want to see. And for the donors, feel free to also connect with us, get to know more about what we do and share the values and what we want for the future. We're looking at GSF becoming an innovation center here in Mombasa that will nurture young innovators, people that will create the next big companies, the next big tech ideas that will be able to shape the future of innovation globally.
And all this can happen right here in Mombasa.
Exactly, right here in Mombasa. I would say that on Wednesday we had a graduation of our MIT and Scratch students. We had students from grade 5 to year 9, and they were able to build their own apps. They were able to build their own gaming, football apps, fitness app right from the office. And I asked myself, this is just a student who is in grade 5. What if we nurture him or her to the level that they can go to the university? Trust me, we'd have biggest innovators coming from Mombasa because the talent is there. They only need guidance, the right skill set, and the right people to guide them through. So it's possible. Actually, I personally was amazed, and we had the digital transformation from the office in Mombasa, Ms. Fatma Nabahan. She didn't expect that such kind of a program would inspire young innovators from Mombasa and at a young age as well. So it's very much possible. Have them join our programs. We always post them on the internet. Feel free to also, just pass by our office, get to know more about what we do.
The office is located where?
We're located at Old Town, near Fort Jesus. And you can also just DM us on our Instagram pages and TikTok. We always respond back.
One thing before you leave.
Yes.
I remember you had a wall
of honor. Yes.
And I saw all the certificates, the trophies, the
Yes,
DD.
yes.
It's very proud of you by there.
Thank you so much. I think that wall always speaks to me every single day when I go to the office. It reminds me from where I was to where I am right now. And it always keeps me pushing to want to do more because Najambanga, I need to fill that wall of fame with more awards. And these awards comes with credibility. They come with a lot of energy and a lot of people appreciating your work, which is very important as well. Yeah.
If I've learned something from you today, is do it, even if people think you're crazy.
Exactly.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
I think that's what the biggest takeaway I have today.
True. I would say it's your vision. You're the one who carries it. So don't expect so many people to believe in you at the beginning. It will only make sense when you've been able to achieve something. And that's the dynamic of being a founder or a startup founder or anyone that starts or initiates something, because nobody shares the same vision as you share, and it will be very hard for someone to understand that vision. So you are the vision bearer, and you have to fight for that vision that you have. And one thing I would maybe just tell people who are listening, be the change you want to see in the world, and you're never too young to make a difference in the world. Whether you are in high school, in uni, in college, or even after college at the age of 17, 14, you're never too young to make a difference. As long as you have the vision and you know it would change or impact life, create that change you want to see. And I connect this to Mahatma Gandhi's quote, definitely, when she mentions that you can be the change you want to see in the world. So if I wanted to change something about my life as a Qheida, I would want to do it the same for other people, but I have to take the initiative. I have to stand up to create that change, and I should not expect anyone else to come do it for me. So that would be my message to the world.
The message is the same. Don't be scared to think big. You can actually do it. Do the first person I'm cheering.
Thank you. That's
That. Quote again.
Nishasema.
So know you change the change you can be.